In Putten, the Netherlands, James pulls on a large metal ring connected to a stone that is set into the ground. An inscription says, "Lift the Netherlands by this ring and no one will notice." Why is it there? I'll say that again. In Putten, the Netherlands, James pulls on a large metal ring connected to a stone that is set into the ground. An inscription says, "Lift the Netherlands by this ring and no one will notice." Why is it there?
The Netherlands is obviously known for like a bunch of like artificial land. You know, like they did all these like water management projects to basically do like a bunch of like land reclamation and stuff, which I don't know exactly how that fits together, but that's like my first thought since we're talking about land in the Netherlands.
I mean, is this like a public art project or something is my initial thought. It's like it's meant to... It would seem to me that this has no actual practical purpose, but that it like is meant to demonstrate an idea, which is like it's a big metal ring that goes into the ground and you can grab it and pull it. And if you were to do that, it's like it's meant to suggest that you are lifting the Netherlands up higher or something in some way, which I don't know what that would represent, but like that's what it sounds like.
Well, the inscription translated, "Lift the Netherlands by this ring and no one will notice."
Right. So I guess the question is, why would no one notice if you lifted up the Netherlands? Is it because the Netherlands, the definition of sea level is set in the Netherlands? So if you lifted it up, sea level would change everywhere and then it would, I don't know. Is there some standard? Is there some measurement standard or something that is set in the Netherlands? So if you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I keep thinking that way. Probably not measurement standard, but yeah, you're definitely circling the right area there.
There is also like, I'm pretty sure, doesn't the Netherlands also have a bunch of land that's like below sea level?
It does. Yep.
But it's like if someone raised that land, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like, how would that be possible?
Well, if you actually could lift that ring any significant distance, people would notice. But the inscription is like you said, Adam.
Then what? The freaking inscription is lying to us?
Well, land is heavy. Land is pretty heavy.
Yes. If someone could actually lift the Netherlands by that ring, people would notice. But the inscription is, like you said, Adam, it's artistic. I think it's still true.
Okay, it's meant to represent.
Is it accurate?
Accurate enough, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, accurate enough.
Because I would argue that no one would ever notice because you would argue you can't lift land very much. But it's heavy.
So you're saying if you did actually manage to lift the land, people would notice. But
yeah, they would absolutely notice if the Netherlands was somehow a bit higher than it used to be.
Well, okay.
But...
Okay, all right, Tom, you're acting like I'm crazy for thinking that if you lifted the land, no one would notice when you told me that it said that if you did it, no one would notice.
Well, not all inscriptions are true, you know?
That's true. I would say this is true in an artistic sense, and that will make sense once you clock the answer.
Did you say where this ring is? It's in
Putten, which is about 50 kilometers, 30 miles east of Amsterdam.
East, so inland.
Inland.
East of Amsterdam.
And that is important.
Is it relevant where in the Netherlands the ring is? Like where geographically?
Oh, yes.
Is it at the geographic center of the Netherlands?
Yes, it is, Adam. So if you lift the Netherlands by that ring...
No one would notice because it'd be perfectly balanced. It would stay level.
Correct. Yes, that is absolutely right. That is the gravitational center of the Netherlands as calculated by the wonderfully titled computer geologist Frans Storbeck in 1984. He worked out the center of gravity, and the same year a stone with a ring was placed there. And so in artistic terms, if you like, if you were to lift the country from that point, nothing would topple over.
I would argue that Germany would notice.
Yes, Germany would certainly notice. Anyone on the border, definitely noticing.
Whoever wrote this inscription thinks that anyone not in the Netherlands doesn't count as a person.
It's very much cartoon physics here, but question submitted James says, "I have personally lifted the country from this ring, and I can confirm none of my friends noticed." The Lateral Producers Club is at lateralcast.com if you would like more Lateral, fewer adverts, and to support the show.